Here's looking at you, little children. Little teensy weensy children. YouTubers. My YouTubers. I love you guys. Here's looking at you. I wanted to have this while it was still hot. It's a little nippy today, but it's not horrible. I'm outside. And if you hear the golfers going by, we're just going to work around them because that's the golf course right there. I'm on the 12th tee box, so they stop right there to tee off. So, we may hear them, but who cares? Okay. Today we're going to talk about, I was reading out of, if people ask me which book I like the best, it's so hard because I usually say I was a better writer in this book because it came second. But this was my baby. And I do love all the forewords in here. My brothers and my daughter and my son and both my sons. And everybody wrote a foreword, my sister, where this one doesn't have as many forewords. So, but I am a better writer here. But I found something today in here that I'm going to read. Look at my nose. I have no class. No wonder I don't have a husband. Do you know I heard something today really good? Do you know that evil cannot laugh? Evil cannot laugh. So you know what? Laughter is the best medicine. And I go around laughing. I said something, this morning. What was I saying? I go around and I laugh at myself all the time. I made some comment about, all the kids have left, Oh, I was watching this thing on YouTube, and this little girl had ran off all of her nannies. She's 6 years old because 9 nannies or something like that left. And so finally the mother puts a video in there to see why, because they say it's because of Marie. That's all they say, who's her daughter, her 6-year-old daughter. So I'm watching to see in all these therapists and because this young girl was telling them, you work for me. We pay you, so you work for me. And she's real rude to the nannies, and they left. So they're analyzing this, and I say out loud, she needs a good whipping. I'm telling you. And then I'm walking away and I go, and I know this is such an old-fashioned thing, but I say out loud, kids are to be seen and not heard. And I started laughing. I went, I'm an old-fashioned mother and an old-fashioned grandmother. And I think when kids are disrespectful like that, they need a spanking. I don't care what the world says. God says, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. That kid needed a whipping. Anyway, that was just something extra. I didn't even plan on that. I wanted to read this. I liked this out of this book this morning. And if you don't have either one of my books, get them both. One's as good as the other. One morning, one blesses me more than the other. So honestly, don't ask me which one's the best. I think they're both wonderful. This is December 30th, which I think today might be. But I'm not even sure the date. All my company just went home. Guido and I are home alone, and I'm loving it. And I've got a big pot of vegetable soup cooking with, I'm going to give you this tip. Look I'm rattling this morning. Okay, this tip is, no matter what you put in a pot, if you're cooking anything that's kind of soupy or, in a pot, always use 1 Italian sausage and 1 chicken leg with the skin on and the bone in. You put that in, and then no matter what else you use, I use short ribs today to make my soup with, but it's got the Italian sausage and the chicken. And I'm telling you guys, then later you take the skin off. I give the skin to Guido. He loves it. His skin is beautiful. And then you strip the chicken off the bone, but put the bone back in the soup or whatever you're making, because there is so much food value. It makes like a bone broth. If you can break it in half, it's the best thing. Break it in half, put it back in the soup. The Italian sausage you cut up real small and just mix it in. It gives everything the best flavor. So that was what I did today. This isn't a cooking show, but I just feel like it's my show and I can say whatever I want to say. So getting back to this thing, evil cannot laugh. Is that amazing? They can do this, that kind of a evil, kind of a mocking of a laughter, but it's not laughter, not joyful laughter. Isn't that something? So laugh often. All right, here we go. This is December 30th. The key to living a successful life is knowing what to let go and what to keep. And I want to add the word who here also. who to let go and who to keep. One's as important as the other. Many times we cling to the things that are actually creating the problems in our life. Now, we all do that. We all do it. Things become familiar to us, and even though they are not good, they are comfortable. I remember one time, I have to tell you this. You know, as you know, my dad was an alcoholic, chronic alcoholic, and we were in and out of his life. We'd run out, take off, we'd live in the streets, and then we'd come back and it would happen again, right? Well, what I didn't know as a child is this was a codependent relationship in our family. All of us we were all sick with alcoholism, every one of us. One time he stayed sober for 11 months. That was the longest he ever stayed sober. And I think I was about 13. And I can remember saying to my mom, I wish Dad would go get drunk so we could leave again. It's so much more exciting when we leave. Can you imagine? And we stepped in the streets. We didn't know what we were going to eat. We didn't have, but it was familiar to this poor little kid, you know, who was used to life being a roller coaster, an exciting roller coaster, even though it was bad excitement. So that happens to all of us. Okay, it's wise to stop every once in a while and assess your life, examining all the aspects that make up your days. You know, and even the people in your life. There are some, you know, we don't have room for everybody. I always say this, you know what? I adore people, and I'm going to use the word, I have a shit can of friends. I just wanted to shock you. I told you I'm not churchy. Not churchy at all. Anyway, I have a whole ton of friends, right? And sometimes I don't have room for somebody in my life. I go, you know, I like them. There's nothing wrong with them. But I've got so many people there now, I can hardly, you know, take care of all my friends. And so you have to know which ones are really the most important. So, you know, you can't, you know, my little peach story. If you take on everything, you're going to get a bunch of little peaches instead of big juicy peaches if you thin it out. So you got to thin out your life so you can have what you do is going to be valuable and productive. Okay, take note of the value of each thing. And just as you would throw out an old ugly chair that is non-productive and ugly, you throw it out, right? Make room for the new things God wants to give you. Remember my old line. You can't put something here when there's already something there. You got to move it to make room. Real important. So analyze your life. Take a look at it. And things that are really causing harm in your life, get rid of them, including people. Unless it's your husband or your kids. You have to work through those. You have to. I mean, sometimes you have to let them go too in certain circumstances, but that you got to do everything you know to do first. So, okay. Look, I talked 8 minutes and all I did was prattle again. I think maybe I'm just a prattler. I think I could call this show Velma Prattles. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll name this one that one. Velma Prattles. See who watches it. All right, you guys. Buy my little books. They're so good. Hidden Treasures in Secret Places and Hidden Treasures in Dark Places. And they're both filled with treasures and secrets. And would you please subscribe? I think I only got 2 new subscribers the whole month last month. So hit the subscribe button, will you? And hit like and, you know, write some comment if you want to, but say nice things, only nice things. Okay, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful new year. I'll talk to you again right after the new year. So in the meantime, this is Velma Hagar, bidding you a blessed day and reminding you, get rid of the ugly stuff in your life. Bye.